Hi, we are Doug and Kaylee, and we are a freshly married couple that are in the middle of an adventure to become full-time RVers and see our beautiful country. We purchased our first truck and travel trailer in summer 2020, and it has already been such an experience. In this and the upcoming videos, you will see our cross-country road trip to get married at the Grand Canyon and honeymoon in the West, all during a pandemic. The first half of our trip, we are joined by my sister Sarah, our dog Cammy, and my mom Dawn. Join us on this adventure as we enjoy the ups and downs of travel in a new RV.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of our wedding and honeymoon adventure. Last week we were in Zion National Park, and this week is the adventure from Zion to Williams, Arizona, where we will be located for the few days during our wedding, which will be at the Grand Canyon. So it's the last push before the wedding and the honeymoon. It's a one-day trip. We tried to hit as many things as we could for the family to see along the route, and because of that we stayed consistent with every video we've done so far and filmed as little as possible. Along this section of the trip, Kaylee and I were so concerned about making sure Sarah and Dawn got to see and experience as much as possible, we didn't take the time to video as much as we should have. Luckily, Sarah and Dawn, being amazed by what they were seeing, took lots of video, but all of that video is meant for Snapchats, Instagrams, and Facebooks. So none of the cameras were turned sideways. Everything's vertically. Because we feel like a lot of this is so cool and worth seeing for people that are thinking about going out there, thinking about going this same route, because it's a very common trip from Zion to Las Vegas or to the Grand Canyon the other direction, we think it's worth seeing and putting on YouTube. But it's not quite the quality we hope to achieve in the future. So keep in mind, we do know we messed up and we are working on it. It will be better in the future, but hopefully you can still take something good out of it. Thanks for watching. So as we leave out of Zion, we follow Route 15 towards Hurricane, which is a really cute little town. Good place to stop on your route. Then you go on to St. George, which is a much larger town, which there's tons of stuff to do in this whole area, mountain biking, all kinds of things. Worth taking a look at if you have the time. Then we go to an area that Kaylee and I call St. George Pass. It's actually the Virgin River Gorge, the same river that is in Zion. And this is an amazing place. We came through here on our first trip to Zion from Las Vegas, and it was our first look at, I guess, what you would call the Wild Wild West, the big cliffs and gorges and mountains, and it was awe-inspiring. It was cool to see, and now we can't wait every time we have to drive through this area to take a look at it again. There is BLM land inside of it. There's a lot of activity to do in that area. There's a campground with, I think it's bathrooms and water. No hookups other than that, but one of those places that are on our list of, wow, we got to stop one day and explore this area. Very cool. When a lot of people go to Vegas and they want to see nature, they think of Red Rock Canyon, which is west of Las Vegas. That's where a lot of the tourists go, but this is not that far away. And where we're heading, Valley of Fire State Park, is much closer even. I want to say it's about an hour from Las Vegas, and I would take that over Red Rocks any day. Personal preference, of course. We passed through the towns of Littlefield and Mesquite, which are kind of golf resort casino towns. Also look like fun places to stop. The moral of the story is there's a lot of places you can stop and things to do on your trip to Zion from Las Vegas. And this was our first time really getting to drive through the town of Moapa and Moapa Valley. And I loved it. I mean, it's agricultural, it's small and beautiful. They got a lot of green grass in the middle of this desert. And it just looks like a tight-knit little community, bigger than I think it looks at first glance, because we got to see there was a pretty big school and a lot of people driving early in the morning. And there's our destination. The landscape is so much different than everywhere else. Valley of Fire State Park.
Show me what you got.
We had to get out when we first got in so Cammie could explore rocks for the first time.
Let's go.
Different from the sandy soil of Florida. Right away, you're hit with these huge rock formations as you pull into the park. Look at that view. That's just the beginning. There is a small visitor center right before the turn into the main section of the park. That's balanced rock. From this view, it looks like it's going to fall over. That's where Simba was crowned king of the jungle. I'm kidding, folks. I know places are compared to Mars a lot, but I think this takes the cake. More rock walking for Cammie, getting the spreader scent all across the country. RV makes an appearance. Sarah was feeling adventurous, decided to climb on the roof of the RV and get a bit of a panorama. And we may or may not have taken a wrong turn and ended up on a gravel road. It didn't get too bad, thankfully. Vegas. Coming in from the north, you pass the racetrack and Nellis Air Force Base. Every time we've seen jet fighters and different unique planes flying around. No wonder everybody thinks there's aliens out here. I decided I wanted everyone to see the Strip, so we went all the way from the north end of Vegas in the old section all the way down to the south end where the sign is. And boy, that was a terrible decision. I didn't realize how run down some of that area was, especially in the north end. And the whole Strip was under construction, I'm guessing because of they've taken advantage with low numbers with COVID. But we got to see the big sights. We saw the big casinos. We got to see the little white chapel and the pawn shop from Pawn Stars. There we are. Had to wait in line, but we got it. Then on our route to Williams, we go through Henderson. How exciting. Followed by crossing over the Hoover Dam, which in the current conditions, especially with an RV, was not something we could stop and admire like we wanted to. It would have just been too much of an undertaking. Especially with an RV. They're very careful about who they let over that dam or around it. So we just had to drive through the area, which is also very pretty. Just like in Albuquerque, we decided that when we got to Kingman, we needed to drive down Route 66 for a few minutes. I would say out of all the places we've gone along Route 66, this is one of the more lively feeling places. A lot of the old signage and the old buildings, and they definitely embrace the tourism side of it. Some of them can feel kind of run down and ghost towny, but it was nice. And then a long drive through a bunch of nothingness, we end up just outside of Williams, our final resting spot before the wedding. We got an Airbnb there. It was cold, high elevation. Definitely a cool place. We got more to come. Hopefully we'll get some of our wedding footage back from our photographers so we can put it in the next video. By the way, I'd like to mention we've seen a few subscribers come in the last week or so. Welcome to the channel. We hope you watch all of our videos. We are gonna keep making these videos whether there's 10 people watching or 10,000 people watching. So hopefully you enjoy them. If there's anything you'd like to see or like to add, please leave a comment below. Like the video, share with your friends, and we'll see you out there on the road.
We'll be right back.